Well, good morning. You've joined me at the fantastic Hackett Lakes. I absolutely love this venue. What a venue to do any kind of feature. Now, the interesting thing is I was told by Mark Parker from Dynamite, just bring your tackle, meet me at Hackett Lakes in the morning. I'm not going to tell you anything about what you've got to do. So here I am. And apparently I'm going to receive a text very soon telling me my format of the day and what it's all about and what is in this bucket as well. Here we go, here we go. Let's have a look, see what it is. Right, this is interesting. So it's a 50-50 challenge. I've got to use any products from the bucket and I've got 2 hours to catch at least 50 pounds at range of at least 50 yards. So obviously, because I've got to fish over 50 yards, I know the venue quite well. I think I'm just going to stick it out with a method feeder, but I'm intrigued to see what's in this bucket regarding what I'm going to put around the feeder and how I'm going to feed it. So let's have a look. Right. Well, I'm happy already, to be honest with you. If I had to pick a pellet to do all my method work, it would be these. Betaine green 2 mils. Absolutely love them. So they are definitely going to go around the feeder. And also in here, oh yes, this is getting even more interesting. Also in here, got a few little goodies here. Pinging. Now, as we all know, these pinging pellets are really, really effective on open water venues. And this is why I can imagine I've been asked to come to Hackett, because we're on an open water venue. I am going to fish up to a bit of cover, but I'm going to loose feed these pellets over the top of my method line to trigger those fish into feeding. And I'm going to show you a few little tricks. Because I've got to fish over 50 yards, I'm going to show you a way of preparing these pinging pellets to add extra weight to get them that extra further distance if you need to fish at that further distance. So for my feeder, for my loose feed over the top, now let's have a look at hook baits, see what hook baits we've got. Oh, here we go, here we go. Wow. I'm happy. We've got the brilliant SwimStim Amino Original 6mm pellets, but I'm in heaven. Speedy's Washers 7mm. To be honest with you, I absolutely love them. It's the only hook bait I try to put on because I'm that confident with. So I've made my mind up already. I'm going to be using these 7mm Washers, them around the feeder, the 2mm betaine green, the Amino Original pinging pellets as well, and that is me done, apart from black SwimStim, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with that when I do my bait prep. Right, bait preparation. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to run you through from start to finish what I'm going to use, how I'm going to use it, and how I'm going to prepare it. So as you all know, we've already been through this quite a few times in the past. Betaine green 2mm pellets, I love them. If I can use them, that is my go-to pellet size and colour for the method feeder. So let me quickly show you how to mix it. I want to mix these up first because I want them time to soak, absorb all that moisture, get them to the right consistency, ready for me to start fishing. So let's get these soaked up now. Always the same. No matter how many pellets you add into a tub or how big the tub is, the principle is just enough water below the surface of the pellets and leave them to soak, and that is it. Betaine green, all the range of the SwimStim pellets are really high quality pellets, which means they're not going to break down. They're actually going to hold the shape for a long period of time, and that for the method feeder and the hybrid feeder is really important. So as you can see, I've got my pellets in a tub. I'm just going to add, you can see there, you can just see the level of the water below the pellets. So that doesn't look a lot of pellets actually, but when they swell up, virtually double in size. So I'll end up with nearly 3 pints of pellets there. There you go, all done. So we'll leave them, put them on one side, they're all done. So, obviously hook baits. The reason why I like the yellows, I'm pink and yellow and brown. I've been using brown a lot for the waggler, but today I'm going to use the yellow because I believe just by using the green background and a yellow or a pink colour really does pronounce and magnify the colour of your hook bait, and often gives the fish the opportunity to pick out your hook bait a lot quicker. So that's my feeder setup. Now onto the pinging pellets. Now this is something I've done for quite a few years with meat, and it was Adam Richards that showed me how to do this, and it's a fantastic little trick. So whether you're using pellets, meat, or any loose feed baits to help you gain that extra distance, this is what you do. So you pour a few pellets into a tub, like so. And the thing is, it's that quick and easy to do. You can do them as you go along. I like to use water, but also recently I've been using the betaine green pellet soak because it just holds onto that pellet a little bit longer, but water is perfectly good enough to do it. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to atomize my pellets, not too much. But by adding the water to them, what it's doing is increasing the weight of the pellets. And then I'm going to do something with the ground bait that I've got. So I'll get some black SwimStim. Really, it doesn't matter what ground bait you use, preferably a fish meal, because fish meal ground bait are quite a denser, heavier ground bait, so they'll cling to the pellet better, or the meat, or whatever bait you're going to do it with. We're going to add a good helping of black SwimStim. We're going to put the lid on. And look at them. Now, it doesn't seem a lot, but believe me, it really does add the weight to the pellet. You've got the moisture, you've got the ground bait clinging to it. They'll travel an extra 15, 20 meters alone just by doing that little trick. So let's get fishing. Well, we're about halfway through the challenge up to now, and it's been working really well. Let me tell you how it started. First couple of casts up to them reeds, I had some carp, and then it went really quiet. And as soon as I've picked up my catapult and started pinging pellets over the top, I've started catching. Not just carp as well, I've had a few bream like this one. Now, often it's not about the bait that you're feeding, it's the noise that you're creating, and this is why at Dynamite we decided it was quite important to bring out a larger pinging pellet. to make that extra noise. What a beautiful fish. And by making that noise, it's aggravating those fish into feeding, getting them interested in what's going on. So on open water venues like here at Hackett's or places at Barston and Boddington's, open water carp venues and bream waters, by hitting the surface with big pellets, you're making a plopping noise, and it's like a trigger with the fish. As we all know, pinging on the pole on commercials is really effective. Well, on the method feeder at range, it's equally effective, and it can home those bigger carp into your feed zone and get them interested on your feeder. It's quite a bizarre way of fishing, really, if you think about it, because you're fishing a method feeder. I've got a 7mm yellow washter, I've got a few green pellets inside my feeder, and it could be 8 or 9 foot deep where I'm fishing. The pellets are hitting the surface, and it's a trigger for those fish that are on the bottom looking for food to search even quicker, because that all breathes back from when they're in a stock pond and competing against each other with the noise of pellets hitting the surface. That's why they're so effective. What I did, how I prepared my bait this morning, has enabled me to just reach the reeds, on the edge of the reeds, which is 55 meters, and I'd say with these pellets that's the limit. And just by dampening them off, adding a bit of ground bait, it's enabling me to get those pellets round about where my feeder is. The pellet doesn't have to land on top of where the feeder is, it has to land in the area. That's all it has to do. So that is why the pinging pellet is so effective. So let's talk briefly about the tackle that I'm using for this situation. 55-60 meter chuck. I want something robust and powerful when it comes to rod choice. So I'm using it's a prototype rod, Shimano prototype. And because I'm fishing up to features, I'm fishing up to stick-ups. And as we all know, carp love to live around stick-ups. So when I get a bite, I need that power in that rod to get them fish away and hopefully land them. Gives me a better chance of getting away and landing them. The real choice, I'm using Shimano Ultegra XTC 5500. Nice big spool, that's going to aid the casting. Specially designed for maybe fishing from 50 meters plus. I'm using Shimano X-Age 022. Nice robust line, very strong, down to a 42 gram Guru hybrid feeder, just a medium, loads of bait in that feeder. So when I'm leaving it for just a few minutes at a time, I know that I've always got bait around my feed. 4-inch hook length, matrix carp rigger, size 14 hook with a speedy 7mm yellow washter. You cannot get any simpler, but very effective. Well, the whistle's just gone. 2 hours is over, and to be honest with you, considering I've only fished for 2 hours, I had a really enjoyable day, and it's been interesting as well, because I've really had to work for the fish, maybe because it's a little bit of a high air pressure day, but without a doubt, that pinging has made a massive difference just making a bit of noise over the top of my feeders, help catch them few extra fish, which is really crucial, especially in match conditions. So I think it's time to have a look, see whether I've actually achieved the goal without falling in. So let's have a little gander. I'd say I've definitely got over 50 pound, but yeah, yeah, definitely over 50 pounds. So let's return them. And it just goes to show, just with a simple approach and a simple bait choice as well, you can have a great few hours fishing. And I've absolutely loved it. So until next time, tight lines.